Hey guys, my name's Austin. Today I'm going to show you how to change the LED headlights on a Toyota Prius. These cars are reaching that point where some of the bulbs are starting to burn out, and we found for this model, it's easiest to take the entire headlight assembly out of the car, change the bulb, and then reinstall it. So let's go check it out. The things you'll need for this project include new light bulbs, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a 10mm socket. Alright, start by popping the hood on the Prius. And we start by removing this plastic cover here. So I'm going to grab a Phillips head screwdriver. So in here there's some Phillips head screws. They're kind of funky. Some of them don't really do that much. They almost slide right out. So just slowly work them all out. And I keep a lot of the screws up top here. Same for this guy. If you put a little pressure on it from the bottom, it almost comes right up. Keep track of these guys. Missing one there, that's okay. Let's go to this next one. Same thing, they kind of feel stripped sometimes, but it's really fine. Just kind of pop them out of place. There it is. The last one. This piece should come right out. Just weave it out past that handle there and we'll set this piece aside. Next thing I'm going to start taking these bumper cover screws out, and I use a flathead screwdriver to pull these little tabs up, and then these pins slide right out. Just be careful with them because they're plastic. Set these guys up here too. Another one here in the middle. Just pop it up, it slides right up, and then gently work it out. This one's a little bit busted, but we'll see if we can get them out of there. That happens sometimes, it's okay. Salvageable. And there's 3 of them there across the front. 1, 2, 3. Next we're going to take these little rubber bumpers off. These catch the hood when it gets shut. Phillips head screwdriver. That's one, and the second one's right here. There we go. Set them up top. So now the front part of the bumper is totally free from the car. Now that we got the front of the bumper free from the car, we're going to move the sides here and free it from the car and get the entire bumper cover all the way off. All right, we're going to have to peel this back. I use a flathead screwdriver to kind of get in here behind the plastic and pry it open, kind of get a finger in there. All right, and then if you look closely, it's kind of hard to see. There is a 10mm bolt that is holding this bumper cover into the bottom of this fender, and it screws directly straight up. So I believe it is a 10mm. Yes, it is a 10mm. And I'm going to loosen that guy. There it goes. And there is the 10mm bolt that we freed. Next, we're just there's a series of plastic tabs that run along this seam right here, and we're gently just gonna pull those tabs out from the fender. You might resist a little bit at first, but just be gentle and don't force it, and eventually it will come free. And there we have it. We've freed this corner of the car. It should be ready to come off once we free that other side. Close, and there it comes. We come back to the middle, double check, all the pins are out of the middle here. And we grab the bumper, should pull forward just like that, and it's going to give you enough room to work on this headlight assembly. Now with the bumper cover pulled slightly forward, we can access the headlight assemblies on both sides. All right, y'all, there's 3 bolts that hold the assembly into the car. We got 1 bolt up top, another bolt right here, and our 3rd bolt is underneath here, down here on the bottom. Once again, this is a 10 millimeter. We got another 10 millimeter right here. And our 3rd headlight bolt will be right up top here. All right, now the headlight assembly is completely free from the car, and we can just slide it right out and access the back of it. This cap is sometimes really tricky to get off. You kind of have to use a combination of twisting and prying and just try to pop it off. There's a rubber seal in there, so it's weather tight. So it can get a little bit tight, but if you use a flathead screwdriver, a little bit of elbow grease, sometimes some WD-40, pop that in there, it should start to come up. Just be gentle. And just like that, that back cover comes off. Slide that guy back, tuck him out of the way. As you can see, here's our LED bulb assembly inside of the headlight. So in this position, it's locked. You can feel it, it can't go any farther clockwise. So we're gonna push it counterclockwise, and the whole thing will kind of twist. And then you just wiggle it back and forth a little bit. It should pull straight out of the back of that. It's like a big plug, it just disconnects like that. Next, we have some metal retaining clips in here that are holding the bulb inside of the headlight housing. So they're kind of hooked behind this here. You just have to push it down, slide it back, and then it releases. Same thing on this lower side. Slide it out past the hook, and this metal clip pulls back, kind of get it out of the way, and then the bulb should be free. Grab it by the base here. Boom. There it is, the LED bulb. So it's a little bit hard to see on here, but there is a slight difference in color on these bulbs. The one here in my right hand is brownish on this outer metal layer, and the new one here is more of a grayish silver. This is the new one, so the brown on this one shows that maybe it's burnt up and it's old, and this fresh new one has a solid gray metal coating on the outside of the glass. There is a groove on the base of the new bulb, and it lines up with this little notch that is on the headlight housing. So we're going to make sure those line up, and that way we know the bulb's seated properly. And just like that, it stays in place. Now we're going to return the metal clip here. So we're going to swing it down and push it down around that hook. Same thing on both sides. They're in there all the way, and that bulb is good and snug. Now we're going to hook the plug back up. We're going to fit that plug over the top there, push it all the way down until it stops, and then you're going to turn it clockwise to lock it. As you can see, it doesn't come off once it's locked. Cool. All right, now for the passenger side, same thing. We're going to pull this headlight assembly all the way out of the car. Almost all the way out. There it is. And same thing for this cap. We use our butthead screwdriver to kind of get under the slip here if we can. Using a combination of twisting and prying. I think that's the trick, is it twists just a little bit, and then once it gets past like the locking plastic piece in here, has these little teeth on here, I guess, it should pry out after that. So a slight twist, not even like a quarter of a turn, probably, you know, like a 1/16 of a turn or so, and then you pry it out with a screwdriver. But make sure you twist it before you pry it, otherwise you're gonna break these teeth off. The good thing about pulling the headlight out like this is you don't even have to mess with any of these other plugs. This is the only thing you have to mess with. Same thing as the other side. We're gonna turn this cap here counterclockwise to unlock it, and then it pulls straight off the back of the bulb. Move that to the side. Now we can access the metal clips. 1 and 2. Swing that metal clip back, and the bulb will come straight out. There it is. This one's also brown like the other one, suggesting that the bulb's probably burnt up. It's time for a new one. All right, so we're gonna look for the notch here on the base of the bulb, and we're gonna look for the little spot on the housing right here, and we're gonna line those up. Be very careful when you put that filament through the hole. And there it is, all the way in. We're gonna do the metal clips now. This side, bulb is nice and snug. Slide that plug on there gently until it's seated all the way down, and then we're going to give it a little turn, about less than a quarter turn, I'd say. And it's nice and locked. You can check it, make sure it doesn't come off, and it is in the locked position. So before you put the car back together, you want to hop in and make sure the headlights actually work. And they're on. All right, the lights work, so now we're gonna put the car back together. And that's how you change your LED light bulbs on a Toyota Prius. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us what you want to see in the next video. Thanks.